Dear participants, welcome to the CleanR Grupa Investor webinar. We will begin with the company's presentation, after which we will address the questions submitted by participants. You are kindly invited to submit your question in writing through the Q&A window below the presentation. For your convenience, the webinar is being recorded and replay will be available shortly after the session. Now, let me introduce today's hosts. Juris Gulbis, Chairman of the Management Board, and Gatis Bulls, Chief Financial Officer of CleanR Grupa. The floor is yours.
Good morning and welcome to our 2025 result presentation. Today we will tell you the main highlights of last year and also give a little bit of breakdown of numbers. We have published numbers yesterday. As you have seen, we had another successful year for CleanR Grupa with implementation of our strategies through organic growth and M&A activities. We have achieved a turnover of 144.7 million euros and EBITDA of 33.8 million euros, so remarkable double-digit growth. And going on with the presentation, as usual, disclaimer, and today it will be two of us presenting, myself, Juris Gulbis, CEO of the group. I started with the company in March 2023, and Gatis Bulls, our CFO, who joined the company in 2024. So a little bit of overview who we are and what we do. CleanR Grupa is a full-cycle urban maintenance and servicing company. We work in two main business lines, waste management and environmental services. In waste management area, we work with all waste streams, household and municipal waste, medical hazardous, industrial, construction and demolition waste. We collect, we sort, we recycle and put back for a secondary use. And in environmental services, we work both in indoor and outdoor cleaning services, and we cover both offices and municipal maintenance business. Here you see the list of our key companies. Here during 2025 we have added two new companies, Transit-Cell, which is urban service company located in Liepāja, where we acquired 51% stake, and Tilupe, it's a regional waste management company in Ogre. We acquired 42% last year, and in January we received permission for acquisition of 100% of the company, which at the moment we are in process of closing the deal. We are still 100% local-owned company. We serve around 500,000 inhabitants of Latvia. We employ almost 2,000 employees, and since February of this year, we are also a participant of regulated market with our bond issue, which we have launched in November and listed in February. A little bit of detail on our main group companies. CleanR is waste collection company, works in Riga, Liepāja, Jūrmala, Ropa, Žozolnieki, Ikšķila, Jelgava, Dagda, Baldone, and collects municipal waste, both unsorted and pre-sorted. CleanR Verso works in industrial and construction and demolition waste. They both collect and sort this waste. They have a largest industrial waste sorting facility in Nomalis, which has capacity of 150,000 tons per annum. CleanR Industry is operating a plastic recycling plant and also milling facility for production of refuse-derived fuel. They also work in wholesale of packaging waste. Lautus, it's medical and hazardous waste management company. We acquired it at the end of 2024. It works in medical hazardous waste and also in assimilation. Vidas resource centers provides sorting of municipal waste. It's a facility which is located in Getlini, where all the waste which is collected in Riga and Riga region is brought for sorting, not only the one which is collected by us, but by all the operators. And at the end of our value chain is Zaļā josta, which is extended producer responsibility system. Operators, they manage natural resource tax liabilities on behalf of importers. And producers, they receive fee from their customers for arranging of collection and recycling of packaging waste. And in turn, CleanR Verso, and Lautus collects this waste, sends it for recycling and receives commission from Zaļā josta. So basically, it's a full cycle of circular economy with collecting, sorting, recycling, and putting back for secondary use of waste. And in environmental services, we operate both indoor and municipal maintenance. Vizi is our indoor cleaning company. Biggest customer is Riga East Clinical University Hospital, Olympic Center, where the business center. And they have invested heavily in robotic appliances so that we can remove a bit of manual work for our customers. Vizi Urban is a municipal road and street maintenance and servicing company. Their biggest market is in Riga, but also they operate in Jūrmala, Tukums, Liepāja, Sigulda, and Bauska. And also in urban services, we have two companies which work outside of Riga. Comauto, which works in eastern part of Latvia. It's based in Cēsis and provides services around that area. And Tranzīcel, which we have acquired last year, which operates in western part of country and based in Liepāja. So that's overview of our group companies and key businesses. So these are our fantastic numbers. Revenue 144.8, EBITDA 33.7, capex 13.2, and despite all these fantastic growth numbers, we also have pretty strong equity ratio of 54% and a strong balance sheet. Overall, as you can see, we have achieved double-digit growth in all key parameters, and EBITDA is growing faster than revenue, reflecting our ability to reprice our contracts and also improvements in efficiency throughout and using of group synergies between our different companies in full cycle of circular economy. And Gatis will later explain in more detail these numbers for you. We have also done lots of investment. Biggest part of so it's overall 13.2 million. Biggest investment is in vehicles. Some of them you can see on this slide. Since we have won a Riga tender for municipal street and city maintenance, we had to acquire a number of vehicles for Vizi Urban. Namely, it's 16 vehicles. Also, CleanR Verso acquired five vehicles, and a number of vehicles were acquired by CleanR as well to serve the new contracts in Jūrmala and Liepāja area. We have also continued to invest in infrastructure, in sorting sorting facilities and containers and and specifically underground containers, which you can also see on this slide, which are improving not only look but also giving us a good efficiency improvement, since these containers can be operated with vehicles which are operated by one person rather than two persons for regular containers. Also here you see these robots which are used by Visi for our customers in offices and shopping centers. These are pretty advanced robots which sometimes can be left on their own for night and cleaning automatically quite large areas. So lots of investment. So we are maintaining our competitiveness and efficiency through acquiring new vehicles and machinery. Other highlights, have to mention our refinancing of bonds, 15 million. First tranche, we have launched a program of 50 million, and first tranche was 15 million. We have achieved the fixed coupon rate of 6.5% for year maturity, and it's in regulated market since 4th of February. As I mentioned, we've done 2 M&A deals, and Tilupē is going to 100% this year. We are in the process of closing that transaction. Also, we have expanded further our employee share option scheme. 14 employees are now shareholders, and 4 more will convert as shareholders in April. So this program is being continued. Invest management area, we won a number of new tenders with the ability to improve our pricing. It's Liepāja, Jūrmala, Ogre region, and also Ķekava, and we built new sorting sites and also invested in underground containers, mainly in Riga area, but also in Jūrmala now. As I mentioned, CleanR Verso also have invested in new units of specialized vehicles, and the CleanR industry have focused on increase of the refuse-derived fuel facility expansion and production of this fuel. For producer responsibility system, plastic, new categories of plastic have came into this system starting in 2025, which also have helped us to increase our revenue. And environmental services part, as I mentioned, Visi Urban has invested in new car fleet and also in other equipment, so that they can serve the new Riga contract, which was won at the end of 2024, and 2025 was first year of full operation of this contract. And also they won new contracts for beach cleaning in Jūrmala and Riga. Comauto correspondingly expanded in Vidzeme, and they are specializing in dust removal from gravel roads, and they are actually the biggest private company in this sort of service. And also, as I mentioned, we have acquired 51% of Tranzītcell, which is located in Liepāja, and we also will be expanding our operations in western part of the country. And Visi have continued investing in the robot fleet. Now they have 120 units in their, as we call it, robot army, which is helping us to improve efficiency of our cleaning services. Yes, a bit of corporate governance things. We have a lot of fun with NASDAQ this year. As you can see, we were participating in closing bell ceremony in New York, since we have won awards for best investor relations. So apparently they like our webinars. So that's why we get this award, but jokes apart, it was quite a memorable event for the whole company and quite motivational. We have also listed our new bond issue on a regulated market, and we celebrated that with a video shoot in minus 20 degrees and demonstrated all of our equipment, which is also quite interesting. And we have received excellence level in sustainability reporting award, which is actually a international ESG reward. We have done a lot of work to improve our employee situation, since we employ 2,000 employees, and so we have launched employee council, which works with group management in areas of workplace security, in areas of remuneration improvement, in different issues that are important for the people, and we received recognition from Latvian Association for People Management for this employee council work. Also, we have been recognized as diverse and inclusive workplace and family-friendly workplace. And in annual top 101 listing, we are the only private Latvian capital company which achieves a higher corporate governance rating. So we are supposedly quite good in terms of corporate governance and organization. So overall, I will now give word to Gatis to explain the numbers, but I have to reiterate that 2025 was a very good year for us financially, as we have continued on implementation of our strategies through organic growth and M&A activities, and we hope to continue that in 2026 as well.
Thank you, Juris. And before I proceed with the financials, I have to say and remind that these are unaudited financial results and might slightly change as we proceed and finalize our audit procedures. But all in all, I'm very pleased again to announce that 2025 has been another year of development. And as you can see, we have achieved growth in terms of revenue. We have achieved growth in terms of efficiency. As for revenue, you see that we have achieved already mentioned by Juris 144.8 million in revenue, which is a 20% growth. And what's interesting here is that we have achieved growth in all segments we operate, meaning waste processing, cleaning, recovery, so all of our segments we operate. Here I have to just remind the viewers that part of the results is also our M&A activities, namely, as you remember, we acquired Lautus at the end of 2024. So you can see here full year results of Lautus operations within our group. And here I want to mention that we have also been developing Lautus operations, so that's why Lautus operations are here full year, plus they have been developed and increased compared to the previous year. And another impact I have to mention here is already Juris mentioned. We acquired a majority stake at Tranzīcel, urban maintenance company in Liepāja, and half-year results are also included in these financials you see before you. As for efficiency, you see that EBITDA we have reached 33.7 million, which is a 32% increase, so higher increase than the revenue. And here again, I want to point out our efficiency initiatives, in particular, actually around logistics, where we have been working quite extensively over the last year. Also, our efficiency around sorting and utilization of waste. We have been able to increase such activities as refuse-derived fuel production and increase quality of the material we can actually get out of our sorting facilities. So all of this has contributed to increased efficiency, and that's why you see that our EBITDA margin has grown from 21% in 24 to 23% last year, which is I think a good achievement. About assets and working capital, here, yes, assets increased according to our operations. So basically, they were 104.5 million last year and year before, and last year they were already 131.7 million. But here I want to stress again this equity ratio, which again Juris already mentioned, but this is a notable change. We have achieved 54%. Compared to 51% last year. And again, the key driver here was our outstanding financial results, which contributed to our also strengthening of our balance sheet. Another point I want to make here is, as you can see, the working capital. The working capital has increased substantially and was already 41 million by the end of the last year, or 2.6. Liquidity was basically 2.6. But here, the key reason is bond refinancing. As you remember, our previous bond was maturing by the end of 2025. That's why we had to put it on 2025. Yes, and that's why we had to put it on short-term liabilities, and it had an effect also on working capital and liquidity. Right now we have refinanced it, so we can move it back to long-term liabilities, which can impact our working capital and liquidity and moves it sort of back to normal, let's say. Yeah. As for investments, again, you already mentioned here, you can see investments over the last 5 years. Again, the investments have increased compared to the previous year. And again, the investment increase is exactly similar to our revenue increase, basically operations. But investments were in both, basically, in renewal of our current asset base, and also we acquired new assets, especially vehicles and specialized equipment for our urban maintenance activities as they were expanding their operations and acquiring new clients and territories. You can also see that the debt levels have increased quite substantially by almost 10 million in 2025 compared to the year before. But here I have to mention two reasons, basically. First is that most of our investments or capex activities we are financing through leasing, which obviously increase also our debt levels. But the second part is that we acquired partial financing to one of our previous M&A deals, and that's why we had additional bank borrowings. So both of those increased our debt levels. But as you can see, still our debt to EBITDA ratio is still very healthy at 1 times compared to 0.9 a year before. So basically, strong balance sheet kept anyway. About debt maturity, I have to reiterate basically here the two main things I already mentioned. So one thing is bank borrowings. You can see here, this is the project of partial refinancing of our M&A, one of our M&A deals. And the second is bond refinancing. It was a 4-year bond, and you can see that balloon payment is due by the end of 2029, which is shown in the chart before you. So these are basically the two main things you have to remember when looking at this chart. Last but not least is financial covenants. Financial covenants for our new bond are actually the same they were for the previous bond. Again, we have the 3 financial covenants: interest coverage ratio, equity ratio, and net debt leverage ratio. As you can see, the requirement is interest coverage ratio is above 3, equity above 30%, and net debt leverage less than 3.5. And we fulfill all 3 of them with a comfortable margin. So again, this stresses our strong balance sheet and favorable risk profile. That's it from my side. I guess we can move on to questions.
Thank you for the presentation. Indeed, let's now open the floor for questions. Please submit them in writing through the Q&A window. Our first question: will you enter non-Baltic markets soon?
Yes, I will answer this. Well, first of all, I have to come back to my original presentation, and one thing I forgot to tell about our bond issue was that first it was oversubscribed substantially, 2.5 times, and the second, 60% of our current investors have stayed for this refinancing round. So I have to say thank you to these investors who have stayed with us and kept their trust in our business and in our management abilities. So in terms of non-Baltic markets, obviously, as we have previously stated during our bond issuance rounds, our priority is to expand in Latvia and then in Baltics. We have done preliminary research on a number of markets which are outside this area, but we haven't identified any specific targets or strategy to approach these markets. It's work in progress, and it's a bit further away in our priority list at the moment.
Thank you. One more question. When could we expect the next tranche of the bond program? Would it also be a public offering?
Next tranches would be linked to our M&A activities. We have a number of targets in work. However, M&A is a bit unpredictable. So if and when we will have deals in reasonable completion status, we will launch the next tranches. But at the moment, we cannot provide specific timing in this respect.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. At the moment, no additional questions have come in. We will pause for a couple of seconds to give everyone an opportunity to submit any final questions. Seems that all questions have been addressed. That concludes our Q&A session. Participants, we appreciate your time and interest, and we will be looking forward to welcoming you to our future events.
Thank you.
Thank you.